And I tell them the first thing you should do with your money is get educated. 'Cause I said once you start studying financial education, you know what to do with your money.
Welcome to the Creative Entrepreneurs Podcast, where it's all about turning your unique talents and perspectives into a viable business. And now, your host, Paris Hamilton.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 26 of the Creative Entrepreneurs Podcast. I'm your host, Paris Hamilton, and I'm excited to be here with you today because in this particular episode, I want to discuss the importance of financial education with my special guest, Michael Daniels from DreamSeekersCoaching.com, where he's all about helping people live a more prosperous life through financial coaching, investment seminars, and investment guidance. So, Michael, can you tell me if I missed anything with your mission and purpose for Dream Seekers Coaching?
No, you didn't. Hi, everyone. My name is Michael Daniels, and I teach people financial education. I really teach people how to reach financial freedom through financial education because I believe that the only way you can reach financial freedom is through education. And, he told you pretty much everything, and, I'm ready to answer any questions that you have.
Okay.
I'm excited to be here. Yeah.
Great. So you're teaching people you're trying to get people financially free through teaching them financial education, right? So,
yes.
So what qualifies you to do that line of work, and how'd you get into it?
Well, it all started when I was about 18 going on 19. I was in the military at the time. And just like anybody else, anybody that learns about money or anything like that, they want to learn because, I was broke at the time. So anybody that knows anything about the military, everybody knows we don't get paid too much. I was getting paid, I think, $650 every 2 weeks or something like that. So living paycheck to paycheck at the time. So I started reading books, a lot of books about money. And I opened my first business, which was a vending machine business. So I had like different routes, and I got contracted through with like barbershops, beauty salons, a couple banks and stuff. And then I did there about a year. I sold all of them for about $15,000. My contracts, my routes and stuff. Then I opened up another business. I was in the club business. I didn't own the club, but I went to different bars and bought off the bars and stuff. So I did that for about probably about 9-10 months. I kind of got tired of that. And then that's when I started looking into the stock market. I started trading. Then I got really serious with that over a few years. And that's really how I reached financial freedom through trading. So now I trade for a living. And we just opened up another business trying to help entrepreneurs. But that's what I really do. And that's really how I got started in it. Because I sit at home. I'm young, 23 years old, trading for a living. And I see older people that's going to work every day. I kind of got, saddened by it. So that's how it already started me teaching it because I want to teach everybody else how to just sit at home and, be with their family all the time.
Okay. So what kind of things do you teach people about how to invest and how to trade?
Well, my trading, one thing I always teach is basically how to read a chart. That's the most important thing that I try to teach people. How to read charts, how to read different indicators, how to know when it's the best time to buy and sell, when to go, when not to go. So I teach people, if you know how to read a chart, you can trade. And that's one thing I try to get people the timing, to time it right, to know, okay, when to buy. And then if it start going down too much, I tell them to sell as quickly as possible. So that's why I really, yeah.
Do you have anybody's philosophies that you kind of follow more so than others? So like Warren Buffett would be like a buy and hold type of strategy, and then somebody else might be different.
Yeah, not Warren Buffett. The person I follow is named Dr. Alexander Elder. He's probably the world's best trader right now. Swing trader, day trader. That's what we do. Like me, I hold the stock for like a couple days. So I buy like on a Monday, and then I let it go up to like $800-900, and I sell like on a Wednesday or Thursday, and that's what he do. So we trade So we try to make weekly profits instead of like Warren Buffett want to hold for years and get a big profit. We want to live off of it every single month.
Right. So what would be the difference between somebody working with you as opposed to them going to a place like Edward Jones Financial Advisors?
Financial advisors, I teach financial freedom. Financial advisors, they usually teach people how to save, get out of debt, live below your means. And then me, I teach people not to save, not to get out of debt, not to live below your means, because if you're saving money, it's not making any money. So if you're getting out of to reach financial freedom, you have to get into debt. For example, like when I want to start trading, I didn't have any money, so I went to school. I took out over $20,000 school loan, started trading, and made money from it. And then I took that money back. I took out a $40,000 personal loan from the bank, started trading, and started making money from it. And then I had me enough money to where I can trade on my own. So you have to use debt to become financially free. Most people they want to go to work, and then they want to work for a year or two so they can stack their money. They can just easily go to a bank, use debt, and be able to reach financial freedom through using debt. But most people don't want to use other people's money. So when you go to a financial advisor, they don't teach you things like that. Because when I do a seminar at a school or something, I always have the account students. They usually account or finance students always arguing back and forth. You need to budget, you need to save, you need to get out of debt. But that's kind of like that middle class mindset.
When you were taking out the $40,000 personal loan from the bank, how was that process? Was it like you needed to set up a company before you did that, or can you walk me through kind of how that goes? I know a lot of people might be intimidated by taking out something like a $40,000 personal loan.
Okay, with something like that, it is intimidating at first, but if you know enough what you're doing and you got that confidence, it's not scary at all. You just ready to get started. But to take out a loan, one thing they're going to always look at, everyone knows, is your credit score. That's, the first thing people going to look at. So if your credit score good, in a personal loan, you do not need like a business plan or nothing like that. So a personal loan, you can choose like, hey, I want to consolidate debt, or I want to pay off my house. If you tell them, hey, I want to use a personal loan to trade in the stock market, they're not going to get it for you. They're like, oh, you gambling, or you're going to lose the money. So, and they're going to look at, hey, do you got other income? Do you got collateral? So at the time, I didn't have other income because I wasn't working. I was just trading. But with that $40,000 loan, I had a collateral through my other stocks. Because before that, I took out student loans. So I had, I think, probably like $18,000 in my account. So I had that collateral right there. But that's what they want to see. They want to see either you have income from a job or you have some kind of collateral, a car, a house, or something.
So how much do you end up trading at a time? So you said initially you took out the school loan for like $20,000, and then you had 18 left over in the account when you went to get the $40,000 loan. So you only traded like 2,000 of it before you went out for the higher amount?
Yes, I would just trade. Okay, the most important thing is not how much money you trade. It's how much percentage you expect to get out of a month. What I mean by that is, let's say my goal right now is to make at least 5% a month. So therefore, when you're trading, it ain't like, hey, if I got 10,000 to make 5%, that's 500. So therefore, if you can make 5% off 10,000, you can make 5% off a million. You don't do nothing else. You just put more money in there and buy more stocks, and that's it. You don't change your strategy or nothing. So if you got little money, you should have a percentage go, hey, if I only have $100, I want to make 5% a month. So therefore, once you get 10,000, you can still be able to make 5% a month because you know how to do it. And the more money you put in, so I only had like that $2,000, so I was still making 5% a month. And as soon as I put that $40-some thousand in there, boom, I was making 5% a month off that 40,000. Well, more than that, that was just the minimum I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be way better than the rates on savings plans that are like 1% maybe or less.
Yeah, years.
Yeah. So for all this stock investing, the day trading, the swing trading, what type of software or company do you trade through and software that you use?
It's called Interactive Broker. That's who I use. They got different brokerage companies, but me personally, I feel like Interactive Broker is the best because they're the cheapest. To buy and sell, most companies are going to charge you like 8 to buy, then you gotta charge. They charge you like $8 to get in the sale. And at the broker, they only charge you $1 to buy and $1 to sell. So I use interactive broker. I don't use some big time software that costs you $3,000, $4,000. I'll just use the software they give me, and that's good enough. I see people that, that's not even really trading and making enough money that's getting all these $1,000 software, and I don't really see the point of it. It's all for looks. You can use what they give you, the basic stuff, and you can make a good living off of it.
Does that change how you report taxes at the end of the year?
Oh, when they at the end of the year, your broker's company will send you your tax documents. They know everything. Every time you bought, you sell, you made, you lost. So they're going to send you everything. So you really don't got to do nothing for it. It's really their job to do that.
Okay. When you were setting up your website, could you tell us some more about that process, like the web hosting platform that you went with, how you felt the first version of the website was, and then where you found help to do your version 2.0?
So my website, I first used WordPress, and I was sitting at home, like I said, I wasn't working, so I was like, you know what, I can do the website myself. It ain't too bad. So, I started Googling stuff and started doing the website, and it was absolutely terrible. I had clients telling me like, hey, I didn't want to come to you because I seen your website. I didn't think you were serious. I thought it was a joke. So I was just like, man, it was terrible. So I was like, you know what? Then my wife was like, you know what? You need to stop being cheap, and then you need to go to somebody. So I was like, okay, cool. So I went to a program or whatever. So I went to him. Then I was like, hey, I need you to fix my website. He was like, okay, what you want me to do to it? I said, honestly, I do not know. Just make it look better. So he was like, your other website can't be too bad. So I showed him. He was like, whoa. I was like, yeah. So so I started working with him, and
where'd you find this guy?
Working with. Oh, I just Googled web programmers and stuff near me, and I just took it to him. He had good reviews, so I was like, cool. Yeah, then, he ended up bidding off for me, making it look all professional. He was asking questions like, hey, what do you want to say? He really did everything, all the content. I just put the content in there, what I wanted to say. But yeah, it was easy process.
Now, how much did he charge to do the website?
He charged me about $1,800 in all, somewhere around there.
Oh, okay. So one of the things you end up doing when you work with clients is these financial seminars, right?
Yes, sir.
So what are some of the frequently asked questions that you hear from those people that you work with?
The question that I always hear, I went to UT, I went to U of A, TSU. The question that I always hear, it haven't failed yet. I got this much money. What should I do with it? And then I always get that question every single time. I give them the same answer. I said, if you got that much money, sit down and be quiet, because somebody else will tell you what to do with it. They're going to say, hey, give it to me. And I tell them the first thing you should do with your money is get educated. Because I said, once you start studying financial education, you know what to do with your money. You don't got to ask somebody. Like, if somebody give me $1 million right now, I know what I can do with it because I know what I'm smart at. I said, once you start studying, then you will know what to do with it. Because you ask me what should you do with your money, I'm going to tell you every single time, I do not know. I don't know what you can do. So that's the thing. The thing you got to do with your money is invest in yourself. And that's really it. Everybody hear that cliche line, invest in yourself, invest in yourself. But it's true.
So with that, I guess I have a follow-up question. So if people are investing in themselves with however much money, maybe in financial education, would you recommend that they maybe read a certain book or take a certain online course, or maybe take a course at a local college?
Yes, financial education, that's a lifelong process. And what people don't understand with financial education, you're just not learning about money. You're learning about all the 4 asset classes, business, paper assets like stocks, bonds, forex, commodities, oil, gold, and silver, and real estate. So you're really learning about money, how money works. So using debt, not saving money, keep your money moving, the velocity of money. You learning all that leveraging. You learning all that, then you putting it into one of the asset classes. So therefore, once you start, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur. So then you can start reading business books. You can start taking business courses if you wanted to, ask other entrepreneurs. It's just a lifelong process, and financial education makes you think like that. Hey, it's lifelong learning because becoming an entrepreneur, it's any entrepreneur knows, it's hard. You got to keep learning. It ain't just, hey, I'm gonna learn this as an entrepreneur, then I'm stop.
Right.
You gotta just keep going. So that's what it really is. It's just a lifelong process. But yeah, I tell people, I give people books to read. I tell them, take these kind of courses, take accounting courses, finance, entrepreneur. And I'll tell them, talk to other people. If you like, hey, I want to be a trader, talk to traders. You want to be a real estate investor, talk to real estate investors.
Right. I got you. So you ended up mentioning some different classes like assets. So
yes.
Could you tell me the difference between liabilities and assets, and then maybe go a step further as what are some common liabilities that keep individuals from succeeding?
Well, the difference between assets and liabilities is a liability is simply something that just takes money away from you. Let's say like a house could be an asset or a liability. Well, an asset is something that puts money in your pocket. So asset puts money in your pocket. Liability takes money away from you. So let's say a house could be an asset or a liability. So if you go buy a house, take off mortgage, and you live there, that's a liability because it's taking money away from you because you got to pay monthly expenses and all that. But if you buy a house and you let renters come in and rent it out for you, and you getting paid after you pay all the expenses, that's an asset because you're making money from it. But that's the difference between and then most liabilities that keep people poor, I think you said, mostly is like credit cards. People don't use credit cards to their advantage. So they take out debt to buy liabilities. And then one thing I hate when I talk about, I tell people to take out debt to buy assets. But people got a problem with that. But if you see, most people take out debt to buy liabilities. So I don't understand why people got a problem to take out debt to buy assets that can get in money, but they rather take out debt to buy liabilities that take money away from them. So it's really credit cards. People don't know how to, be better with their credit cards. I don't really have a credit card, but I have one for emergencies. Never use it, but when I was coming up, I didn't have that much money. I was using my credit card to make more money off of it. So I bought my credit cards to get me vending machines, to buy out bars. I traded them a little bit and I paid it back, made money off of it. But credit cards is the biggest thing that most people just don't understand. They can use that to make more money, but most people just don't know how to do it.
Okay. So one of the biggest things that hold people back is how they use their credit cards and the debt they associate with those credit cards. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I know you cover more than just the discussion of stock market and debt, taxes, investing. So what do you see as some of the biggest problems facing most people in the realm of kind of those those issues as well, other than maybe credit card debt? Do people think they know more than they do?
Yeah, everyone do. And then this is what I tell people. I'm not going, I dropped out of college. This is what I tell people. School does not teach financial education. They don't teach you this stuff. I was going to school for finance. I ended up dropping out because I wanted to start following my dreams. I started getting all these clients, so it just got overwhelming. So and I tell people, school does not teach you financial education. So, and then most people, our parents didn't teach us this. I didn't know none of this. And then, but the biggest problem really is a lot of people are just closed-minded. They don't want to accept the information I'm giving them. When I tell them, hey, to use that to your advantage, they just get closed-minded, like, no, you can't do that. And then I tell them, hey, you don't have to pay taxes. No, you can't do that. The IRS is going to get. So they'd rather argue my information than do their own research. That's why I tell you, you don't got to argue. You can just be like, you know what, this guy probably don't know what he's talking about. I'm going to go home and I'm going to look at it myself and see what I can do for myself. I'm like, you don't got to, argue the information, be closed-minded, and just let it go and one and after the other. Because when I do a seminar, they're all paid seminars. And I tell people, why would you come here and pay me $50 to sit in here for an hour and then argue about what I say? You can just write down what I say because you paid and then go home, do your own research. But most people are closed-minded. They don't want the new information.
Does that so do they argue with you in the financial seminars, as in like taking up time from other people and taking up time from you teaching other people?
Man, most people try to. it's always, I don't know, I don't get it. It's always the older people. They just try to argue me, and I'm just like, you know what, Mel, after this, me and you can have a discussion about it and see. So, because there be a lot of other people, like younger people, in their younger 20s, 18, 19, that really want to know. They really asking questions, and you have the older people like, blah, blah, So I just like, hey sir, hey man, can we just discuss it afterwards? One on one. But yeah, people try, and I just pull them to the side. Just we talk one on one, and I try to explain it further for them.
So let's jump back to this stock market. So how does somebody position themselves to make money in a fluctuating stock market?
It's really simple. You just gotta follow the general market. So you got your market indexes like the S&P 500, Dow Jones, Nasdaq. So if you look at that, and then you see, hey, we're in right now we're in an up market. Ever since Donald Trump became president, I don't know what happened to people. It just started going up and up and up. Like I don't understand it, but if you see yourself, hey, we're in an up market, so therefore when you're trading, you want to only position yourself to make money when it's going up. Cause like you can make money when a stock going down, but if a general market going up, you only want to position yourself to make money when it's up, because over 80% of stocks follow the general market. So you got a better odds of success if you only follow the general market. So when the market starts going down, you can only buy stocks that's going down. You can short. It's called short selling. You sell high and buy low. So you borrow the stocks from your broker. They let you borrow it. You get the money, and then when the stock go down a little bit more, you can buy it and get those stocks back to your brokers, and you keep what's left over. But as long as you follow the general market, like, hey, the general market is up, boom, so I'm gonna buy up stock. The general market is down, so I'm a short sell. The general market is sideways, so you need to have a sideways strategy too. You always need to have three strategies. One strategy when it's up, another strategy when it's down, another strategy when it's sideways. So it's really that simple.
So when something is, you say when the market is up, buy an up stock,
Yes.
no matter what the
No,
stock.
no matter. You can look at a stock and see, okay, if it's going down for a while. Okay, at first I look at the yearly. So I look at the year and see, okay, let's say right now I'm in Alibaba. So let's say I look at the yearly and I see, hey, Alibaba is going up, just like the market index. Then I look at the daily, 'cause that's what I'm trading, days. So I look at the daily and I be like, okay, it's going up a little bit, so that's good. So I buy it while it's still low, and then now I think I got in Monday, and then now the stock went up like $4 already, which is a lot of money because I bought 300 shares, so I'm up $1,200 right now because it went up 4 times 300. So
Right.
yeah, then so you will know what you're looking at, if you will know whether the stock is up, down, or sideways. It's really simple.
Yeah, I
So
got you.
you just gotta look.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes more sense when you're thinking about it from a day-to-day perspective compared to when you're thinking about it for a like long-term type strategy.
Oh yes, yes. Longer term, I tell people, if you're new, don't even think about longer term, because you're not going to learn really anything, because you're not going to look at it as much, and it's way harder,
Yeah, you would take a lot
way
of time
harder.
to research like up front and then you would just buy something and hold on to it. You wouldn't really be looking at it on a day-to-day
Yeah,
basis.
at all.
So is there any general advice that you would like to give the listeners as a whole, maybe to people about the importance of financial education?
Let me see. I like to tell people, you got three types of education in the world that people don't know. You got, everyone knows academic education, read, write, math. You got professional education. You go to college or you go to some test school. You're a doctor, a lawyer, or something. But then you have financial education. A lot of people don't know about financial education. So if you want to, if you study financial education, and you have a better chance of reaching financial freedom, because you learn about money. You learn how money really works, not what the world tells you how money works. You know how money works, what the rich people do. People don't know that rich people really only pay less than 7% in taxes. So you will learn all that kind of stuff, and you'll learn how you can do it. Because I tell people, when it comes to taxes, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how you make your money. So the only way you will be able to pay no taxes or very little in taxes if you're an entrepreneur or you're an investor. But most entrepreneurs and investors still don't know how to do it, because they don't got a tax accountant that knows how to do that, a CPA. But if you want to reach financial freedom, or you don't want to be in poverty, you have to study financial education. But Yeah, that's really the only general advice I have. And don't be closed-minded. Get the new information and see what works for you.
Right. Did I had a question that came up while you were kind of talking about that. Something that you said kind of sparked my curiosity. How long did you invest in yourself as far as financial education before you decided to jump in and start day trading? Like, what was that time or learning curve like for you?
Oh, yeah, when I first started all the vending machines and stuff, when I was 18 going on 19, I was already learning financial education, reading a whole bunch of books, talking to people. But I was already learning since I was 19. I just recently started doing it. I should have started a while ago, but I just recently started doing it probably last in 2015, December 2015, going on 2016. But I was doing it for about I was doing it for about 4 or 5 years, studying for about 4 or 5 years. I didn't really, I didn't have no passion for it. I didn't really want to do it. It didn't cross my mind. But everybody was asking me about money, and I was teaching them, and everybody was like, you know a lot of this stuff. And I was like, yeah, I studied. I've been studying for some years now, and yeah. So, but I really didn't want to do it. I want to just be an entrepreneur and, build other type of business and just trade. But like I said, I kind of had, a sad heart, and I wanted to help other people.
I got you. So it was more of a gradual process for you. Like you were.
Oh yeah.
You weren't necessarily.
I didn't want to do it at all.
Yeah. Okay. So you learned something along the way as you were doing other things, and then decided to jump into it after you shut down maybe like 2 businesses already.
Yes.
I got you. So you said you wanted to help out the entrepreneurs, or you wanted to be an entrepreneur and help other people. So is there any advice you would give to aspiring entrepreneurs?
One thing I give to aspiring entrepreneurs is follow trends. I tell everyone that, like, you see something popular or everyone's talking about it, see if you can position yourself to make money from it. So we're following the trend right now. We noticed that everyone went to my seminars. We noticed that everyone want to be an entrepreneur nowadays. Nobody want to work. Everybody want to just be home, be free. So now we're building a business that'll help entrepreneurs. It's called Blow Business Locator. So we're helping entrepreneurs know where to locate their businesses. We got a program that's building our systems that's going to help us with all our search options and stuff. But you just have to follow trends and see what's going on. Nowadays everyone wants to do something you see on Facebook, comedy, makeup artists or something. Position yourself to where you can make money from the trend, the popularity of it.
Okay. So then with that, I'll let you go ahead and tell everybody where they can find out more about you and where they can contact or interact with you on social media.
Hey, everyone. So you can follow me on Facebook at Dream Seekers Coaching. I make videos, about 45-second videos, so quick videos to try to teach. You can follow me on Instagram, also at Dream Seekers Coaching, or you can go to my website, dreamseekerscoaching.com, and then, you can, whatever you need, just message me, and we can talk back and forth, and y'all can do free consultations with me if y'all want to learn anything about budget plans or debt. I don't charge anyone unless I go out and do a seminar. So if you want to just email me back and forth, I'll sit up there and email you back and forth and teach you if you want to. It's free. So unless I go somewhere, that's when I charge.
Understandably so. So with that, I hope that this podcast session has been helpful for those listening. Be sure to go over to the website, thecreativeentrepreneurs.com, and comment on what you liked, disliked, and if this has helped you in any way. Also head over to iTunes and leave an honest review for us. And I want to thank Michael Daniels from DreamSeekersCoaching.com for coming on to this episode with me and talking about financial education and trying to help you all get financially free. As always, I look forward to serving you all in the next episode. And remember, to build your dreams, somebody else will hire you to build theirs.
Thanks for listening to the Creative Entrepreneurs Podcast. Join us next time for more great insights. And don't forget to subscribe to the email list to get the latest information and updates.